OK, looking forward to this one. Spain against Holland, the defending champions, have only won their first game in 3 of the last 10 World Cups. Time now for the anthems, after which you'll hear from Mark Lawrenson and Steve Wilson.
They'll be put under pressure. Well, that's a good ball, and Schneider's got in behind. Schneider through on Casillas, and the Spanish goalkeeper saves. 3 for him in the box. David Silva.
I thought Silva was off.
Yeah, not been given. It's a corner. What a chance for David Silva. Little dink, and Cillessen did ever so well.
What a fantastic pass.
Diego Costa inside De Vrij, went down penalty. Stefan De Vrij on Diego Costa. Xabi Alonso for Spain. Cool as you like. Spain 1, Netherlands 0. Alonso with the penalty. Surrounded by gems at every side, and Iniesta. Well, that's a great ball. He's onside here. Van Persie. Oh, what a fantastic goal! What a fantastic goal! Blind with an absolute peach of a ball, and Robin Van Persie heads over Casillas, and it's 1-1 in Salvador. Iniesta, slightly tricky for Cillessen. Inviting pass into Blind. Now can Robin control this? He can. Arjen Robben here. Arjen Robben, 2-1. Arjen Robben fires the Dutch in front, and world champion Spain are behind in Salvador.
And yet again, the Dutch have penetrated Spain right through the centre of their defence.
Janmaat, Van Persie, onside. Oh, and he's hit the bar. He was onside. Wesley Sneijder. Oh, has it gone over the line of the back post? It has. It's 3. Stefan De Vrij has made it 3 for the Netherlands. Casillas is complaining. One heck of a comeback. Here's Sergio Ramos. That wasn't all that far wide. Oh, Casillas is caught, and Robin Van Persie pokes home a 4th. Iker Casillas, of all people, the most capped player in this World Cup, one of the most decorated players in the world. Wijnaldum, surely not 6. Casillas makes the save.
Should have been 6.
Robin, oh! Brilliant strike, great save again by Casillas.
Wow.
Sergio Ramos, Arjen Robben. There could be a 5th. There should be a 5th. There is a 5th. Louis van Gaal and the Netherlands have destroyed the world champions.
Well, absolutely brilliant.
The world champions have lost the opening game of the World Cup, and how the wheels have fallen off for the Spanish.
The Dutch haven't beaten Australia in their 3 previous meetings, but the Netherlands come into this Group B fixture having lost just 1 of their last 22 internationals. Australia have yet to win in the calendar year of 2014. Robin, he's got away from Wilkinson. Arjen Robben has Blind to his left. He might go all the way himself. And Arjen Robben scores! It's his 3rd goal of this World Cup. And he's now scored in 7 of his last 8 international appearances. Dutch delight in Porto Alegre. And it all stems from... So is the other defender. Martins Indy, and it's comfortable in the end for Ryan. The Netherlands in front, but Australia looking for a quick comeback. They've got it! Tim Cahill! Astonishing! It's almost as if Tim Cahill is saying to Arjen Robben, anything you can do, I can match it. Wow, what a couple of minutes in Porto Alegre. Tim Cahill, Australia's all-time record goal scorer. Chance for the shot from Schneider. Pushed behind by Matt Ryan. Just getting his fingertips to it. Try again, appeals for handball. He's given it, the referee, it's handball. It's a penalty kick to Australia. The handball by Daryl Janmaat. 2-1 Australia. There are around 14,000 Australian supporters inside this stadium here in Porto Alegre. Arjen Robben, straight at Ryan. Goalkeeper able to see it all the way. Against Chile, not on our opening 20-minute performance. Van Persie, he's onside, 2-2! Now it's Dutch delirium in Porto Alegre. Robin van Persie, like Arjen Robben, gets his third World Cup goal. Van Persie. De Jong! Well, that may very well. Depay, it's in! Memphis Depay for Holland, and the Dutch lead by 3-2 in this incredible Group B game. The Netherlands almost conceded a third at one end, and then immediately went up the other and scored a third themselves. An extraordinary match in Porto Alegre has ended in victory for the Netherlands.
Two fear sides. Holland, the finalists of 4 years ago. Chile enjoying their time here in Brazil. Both have ambitions to win this World Cup. Gutierrez, in by Mena. Eduardo Vargas trying to improvise there with the header. Left by Blitz, taken by Sneijder. Mario Bravo can field it. Robben in full flow again here. Arjen Robben dancing through. Robben! So nearly spectacular. Alexis Sanchez with the corner. The space here. There's a good chance there for Chile, and it fell to Felipe Gutierrez.
Another one off the training ground, two on the trot. What's this little run round the side?
Spent in by Robben. Oh, and flicked just wide by De Vrij. Holland's best chance by a mile so far. Up against Medel. Lend was pretty ambitious. And some way off target. Spin forced wide. There's the shot. Almost took Claudio Bravo by surprise in that Chilean goal. Driving from deep. And going for goal here, Sanchez. Well, he can produce moments of magic. Then past Medel. It's Depay! It was almost stunning. Got the good ball again, counts. Janmaat in again, free header! It's in this time! Leroy Fer, it might be his first touch. Holland hit the front. They're on course now for their third straight group win. Gathered by Alexis Sanchez. Oh, wonderful stuff there by Sanchez. Maybe a touch selfish with the shot. Up against Harder. He has support. It's turned in for two. Memphis Depay. 2 goals and 2 subs for Holland. In stoppage time, they steal the win. Robben, the creator. Depay, the scorer. There was a shout for a push there by De Jong when it came the way of Medel, but no foul was given. Well, just like 4 years ago, a perfect group campaign for Holland. This time, can they go all the way?
In what they tell us is a switch to 4-3-3, although we're not entirely sure. Robin van Persie is back from suspension. Dirk Kuyt wins his 100th cap. Despite his goal against Croatia, Mexico leave out Javier Hernandez, who will have to wait to show his new club manager what he can do from the bench. They make one change. Carlos Salcido returns to the team.
Robin or Van Persie.
This is Miguel Laun looking for a 30-yard drive to test Jasper Cillessen early on. This is Dos Santos. Peralta wants it. Peralta's got it. Can he turn and shoot? He gets it instead to Hector Herrera. He does shoot! And he is a finger's width away from striking the frame of the goal. Here's Van Persie, bringing that down brilliantly. Well, he was stretching for it. Still Laun. That's a dangerous-looking cross. Dos Santos was flying in at the near post. Salcido with room to run into. He's taking aim, and Cillessen had to be alert.
It's a good strike from Salcido, you expect.
Given away by Ronvlar, but straight to Giovanni Dos Santos! What a goal! He may have been denied by the linesman flag in the first game, but no one's taking that one away from him. Another one that Mexico deal with. Daley Blint with a speculative effort. Dancing his way through, looking for Sneijder. Well, he almost found him. And Robin into the near post. Count is there. Oh, it's a stop of epic proportions from Guillermo Ochoa. Robin is going it all on his own. And almost like a one-man show himself, Guillermo Ochoa is stopping him his own way. Back to Sneijder. Takes a deflection. Well, there are a few Mexican hearts beating a little bit faster after that. Sneijder went for glory, but he was being closed down, had to rush the shot. Flick on by Cal. Back. Huntelaar. Bruno Martins Indy can't convert. The offside flag was up anyway.
It's another unbelievable save from that man, Guillermo Ochoa.
Bursting forward, looking for Van Persie. Sneijder is at the back post, and Rafael Marquez dealt with that. Robin aimed in towards Huntelaar, knocks it backwards towards Sneijder! Heartbreak for Mexico! Well, they may not have had sleepless nights last night, but they might tonight, Mexico! Robin in towards Ronvlar. Right underneath it. Skating into the area, goes past Reyes, still going, goes down, penalty. And Mexico's dream is collapsing round its ears. Huntelaar steps up and scores! Maybe they haven't been at their dazzling best, but they have got the job done. The last 8 awaits for Louis van Gaal. It's a World Cup party where the entertainment feels like it is never, ever going to stop. And unsurprisingly, the Dutch are right at the heart of it.
There have been 24 in the 5 games played here so far, with the tone set by the Netherlands on just the second day of the World Cup 3 weeks ago yesterday. This is where it started for them, with a 5-1 thrashing of defending world champions Spain, including that header. Pay with a chance to shoot. Navas is in the way of yet another one. In from Bolaños. It wasn't a bad ball, just a little too high.
Really good ball. Didn't cover the back post area. Usually you have
Slideral pass. Same thing from Depay. Good save, Navas. Here's Sneijder. That one a little more routine for the Costa Rica keeper.
brilliant move, brilliant save.
Robin leaves this one for Sneijder. What a save! What a try! Signal's gone up from Bolaños, and then he goes for goal. You know what? I had a little feeling that they were trying to double bluff there. Robin, is that a push? Well, certainly put his hands on. Through to Van Persie, out comes Navas, had to get that right, got it just right, like everything else he's done in this tournament. Sneijder in, what a free kick, and the header is over. Couldn't have delivered it any better.
No, terrific pace.
Robin, something different to Sneijder. He didn't really have a sight. Brian Ruiz was half in his way, but he still let fly with
some conviction. As the free kick comes in and Cillessen stays back and it's over the top.
That's what I'm talking about, Guy.
Snyder in, Van Persie's missed it. Surely just had to make contact. Cats made a bit of room now though. Offside flag is up against Lens. It was a good save by Navas again anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't to know. Stepped up quite well, the back line.
Out on the move. Ron Vlaar's header! Navas across. You wouldn't expect anything else. Van Persie, lovely turn. Navas blocks. Count is prevented. Blint. Lovely ball in. Missed by everybody. Off the bar. Incredible scramble. De Vrij has run it out.
Van Persie again, isn't it?
He's got away from De Vrij. Urania! Cillessen save. Brian Ruiz. Snyder trying to curl it in. Will be decided by a penalty shootout. It's the Netherlands versus Costa Rica. It is now Tim Krul versus Keylor Navas. And he's put it low into the corner. Superbly executed. Here's Van Persie. And he does put it right into the corner. Saved by Krul. Dutch cheers right around the Arena Fontenova. Ignored the antics of Navas. He kept his eyes on the ball and the goal. Beats Tim Krul. Doesn't turn back to look at him. He's just done his bit. And he doesn't miss this one either. Still, the men in orange have an advantage. 3-2 after 3 kicks each. But he scored. The kick wasn't nervous, not one bit.
Nerveless.
It's contrary than this. And Dirk Kuyt scores. 4 out of 4 for the Dutch. And it's saved by Krul! It's the Netherlands who go through to the semi-finals. The Costa Rica fairy tale ends here.
Of the World Game. And so the 5th World Cup meeting of the Netherlands and Argentina. Players here treading in the footsteps of Cruyff and Krol, Kempes and Ardiles, Bergkamp and Batistuta. All dealt with by a Mascherano. The clearance came to Snyder. He had a snap at it, and it bobbled harmlessly wide. In by Lavezzi! And headed up and over the crossbar. Messi! Cillessen had a good view of it and enveloped it ably. Hoisted forward towards Van Persie. He couldn't bring it under his spell. Whipped in by Schneider and over by Schneider. Here comes Janmaat, aimed into Van Persie. Was offside actually, but it was better from the Netherlands. By Rojo, Lavezzi couldn't take it. Thundered back forward by Classy to no avail. Leaving Messi behind, playing it for Higuain! Robben! Iron Robben! No! What a challenge that was! A match-saving challenge on Iron Robben. Back by De Vrij. And De Vrij's had an extravagant hit at goal. Robben. Iron Robben! Well fielded by Romero, pitched in that nasty spot right in front of the goalkeeper. Nick forward here for Palacio! Who headed it gently into the arms of Cillessen. For the first time in 16 years, a place in the World Cup final will be decided from the penalty spot. It'll be the 4th shootout of this competition. Vlaar for the Netherlands. Saved by Romero. Messi for sure. There is no occasion too big. And Robben scores with absolute precision. Garay! Plenty on that. And they edge closer to Rio. Wesley Schneider. Oh, what a save! What a save! And Argentina are nearly there. Aguero scores too. Sillerson touched it. The Netherlands! It's in! And Argentina are real bound! The South American World Cup has a South American finalist after all.
Well, you'd have thought they'd have won the last match 7-1 instead of losing it by that margin. A rapturous roar for the Brazilian national anthem. So let's have a look at the men called to arms today by Brazil. Now they three forward, they could hit back straight away here. The ball zips through the penalty area, through the zone. Robben into the Brazilian penalty area, and that might just be a spot kick. It certainly is. Robben dragged down, and problem upon problem for the Brazilians in their own country. 1-0 Netherlands, and this World Cup gets worse and worse by the minute for Brazil. It's another stunning start for them to overcome. The Dutch napping, the ball in is useful, but again just a fraction too high for Joe. As the tallest player in the Brazilian ranks today. The Brazilians are stretched. If the cross is good here, it might be a second for them. Oh, that's an awful clearance. 2-0. The Brazilians are punished for some horrible defending again, and the man who's taken the credit is Daley Blind. No wonder Van Gaal smiles. It's Blind's first ever international goal, and his dad on the touchline leading the applause alongside the coach. Minutes ago, it needs a better end product. Oh, and it went through, and it went off a Brazilian head, and it went off a Dutch head as well, out for the corner kick. Paulinho, the closest. Twinkly toes. Still Robben, around one. Slides it across in here. De Guzman over the top. De Guzman, who's not got a goal in these World Cup finals, but then he's not. Mark up, Oscar, still Oscar. That's the best moment of the game so far for Brazil. Sillerson equal to it. De Guzman to Van Persie, worryingly here. Stopped by Julio Cesar, scrambling down to his left. Day for Brazil. That's flicked through. Well, you would not believe it, would you? Everybody lunged at it. I think it was Luis Gustavo initially, and then two more, including initially Robbins into the area. Oh, it's broken almost into the net with a twist off the turf. Hulk smacks one in wide, trying to give the crowd a lift. And this is a chance now, and Brazil still can't find the net. The shot is whipped wide by Ramirez, only a foot wide of the right. Robben. Yamat. Oh, it might be number 3, it is, and that just about rounds off the World Cup finals so far as Brazil are concerned. The goal scorer is Gini Wijnaldum. It's Brazil 0, Netherlands 3. Robben pushed away. Oh my goodness me, just wide of the post. Julio Cesar came to get his fist to that one. It's all over. A World Cup that has turned into a shattering nightmare for Brazil. They lost Neymar to an awful injury